So that led me to sort of ponder over the question: how really was the identity of the African diaspora at the time? In like, how did they see themselves as a people, even though some of them could find themselves in Brazil, some could find themselves in Jamaica, some could find themselves in other island, in the United States, in the United Kingdom. Was there anything that was united there as of the time that Marcus Garvey was still like a growing young man?
It was what united Black people across the world was, in fact, racial oppression. Racial oppression, which was compounded, of course, by economic and social oppression. We have to remember that we were talking about, just before Marcus was born, we are talking about the 19th century. Slavery had been ended in the British Caribbean in the period 1834 to 1838. But as I observed earlier on, social conditions had not really changed. In places like the United States and in Central America, slavery ended even later. But Black people were fragmented across the area. But at the same time that they were fragmented, they were undergoing the same social oppression. So it took it took someone, it took a movement to develop, to connect the dots, if you like, connect these people across the diaspora. And of course, there were forerunners of Garvey, you know, but these forerunners, like guys like Dr. Robert Love, um, guys like in the United States like W.E.B. Du Bois. There were forerunners, but these forerunners of Garvey did not have the did not have the kind of link with the common people that would allow them to generalize that consciousness of the people across the diaspora. And so it was Marcus coming out of Jamaica, going through the Caribbean, going through Central America, and even North America, where a branch of his UNIA, UNIA, was formed in New York. And of course, later on, his links with London and his links with Africans on the continent who caused the movement to attain real international proportions. So we will say the Pan-Africanism of Marcus Garvey actually brought the movement together across the Caribbean, the Americas, and right into the continent of Africa.
Yeah, that influence did reach Africa. And of course, it will lead to the liberation of Ghana, which was one of the first, not the first actually, but one of the first to be independent. And the mark that, though Kwame Nkrumah didn't really meet him because he wasn't there at the time. I think he had been deported. But the message, the signs that Marcus Garvey left in the United States will influence Kwame Nkrumah, who will then become the first president of Ghana. Yes, in Africa, the influence reach home, and we wish that it more has reached home. Anyway, now, is there any incident that we can trace in the life of Marcus Garvey that actually led him to become more participant as I don't know, a revolutionary, as the one who really want to change situation? Okay, we know that now he's working there in Houston, in the capital of Jamaica. Was there anything there that happened, or did he slowly from there grow up? Was he discharged from the work? Did he have any quarrel with anybody? Is there any incident that happened while he was still in Jamaica there, but now preparing maybe to even leave Jamaica to the outside world, to the United States?
What was very, very important at that time was the breaking out of World War One. And during the breaking out of World War One, a number of Jamaicans and Caribbean people in general were enlisted to fight for the British Empire. In this fight, these people were soldiers called on to fight for the British Empire, but they were discriminated against very, very badly on the battlefield. And they were very often asked to do menial jobs, very often asked to, virtually serve the white officers and the white military establishment virtually as not much better than the slaves were treated earlier on in the 1830s. And therefore, a lot of these people came back with a revulsion to Jamaica, to the Caribbean, to Central America. And these people found themselves in establishments, at workplaces, in situations of oppression as well, where they brought a certain consciousness with them, the consciousness of heightened deprivation. They brought that with them. With these people, Marcus Garvey did make contact within, first within the trade union movement, within the political movement, as well as within his own UNIA. He made contact with these people, and the experiences of these people actually informed a lot of his ideas and his praxis as far as the liberation of the colonial people, especially the black people, is concerned. He would later travel in Central America, especially Costa Rica, Panama, Belize. He would travel into these places. He would later go on to the United States of America, where he would experience at first hand a lot of the deprivations, where he could see that it was not only in Jamaica. I must also mention that he traveled throughout the Caribbean as well, where he was able to organize chapters or what you call or branches of his organization, Grenada, Trinidad, right here in my little island of St. Lucia, Guyana as well, which is on the continent, but which we, like Belize, also always take in as part of the Caribbean. And so this broadened his experience, and in the broadening of this experience, this led to an activism that was more internationalist.
All right. Now, he went to the United States finally to stay. Can we say that he went to the United States for a mission specifically? Did he go there because something pushed him there? Do we know what can be maybe the reason behind him going to the United States?
I think Marcus at the time would have thought that the United States could have been a fulcrum from which he could have operated. At that time, we have to understand that he had also formed the BSL, the Black Star Line, because one of the ideas he had was that entrepreneurship, business, black people being involved in business as entrepreneurs would be one of the critical factors that would lift the black diaspora, not only throughout the Caribbean and the Americas, but throughout the world, that would lift them out of oppression and poverty. And so he formed the Black Star Line, and he thought perhaps that the fulcrum, the very epicenter of that would have been a place like the United States, that was emerging at the time as a pillar of capitalist economy.